Welcome back to Let's Make a Game, the channel where we are making a computer role-playing game using the free program Twine and the Sugarcube format for Twine. In this video, I would like to do some more testing and sort of showing off the game, showing off what I've made and haven't yet discussed in a video. So I'm just going to play the game, trying as much as possible to get into the mentality of someone who sort of doesn't know how the game works, and I'm going to keep doing that until I find things that don't work, and by don't work I mean that they could be actual errors, or it could be that they are working as programmed but I just don't think the experience is a good one and I want to change it, or I have an idea to change it. Of course, it's possible that everything will work fine, and therefore I can sort of think about, what other things to add to the game, how to sort of take it to the next stage. But usually you find something that's not quite working. So let's do that. Now, I have shown this in several videos, but I haven't addressed it specifically. I might turn the sound off for this part. I had the, as you remember if you've been following these videos, I had these arrows, a red and a white arrow, going in each direction that you click on to move. And I wasn't happy with them. I changed them to what was meant to look like sort of brush strokes. I still didn't think they fit in. And now I've changed it for these icons where a rabbit, the red rabbit, indicates that you want to move quickly, and the I think it's meant to be a tortoise rather than a turtle, indicates that you want to move cautiously. I have this text down here that explains it, but I think I'll change that for hover text. In other words, if you move your, if the player moves their mouse over the icon, it'll have a little click the tortoise to move cautiously, and if you move over the rabbit, it'll say click the rabbit to move swiftly, or something like that. But as I say, it's been like this in several videos, but I haven't sort of explicitly referred to it yet. So I'm going to keep track of where I am with pen and paper, because you sort of have to. I've decided in this game not to have an auto mapping function. I don't know whether that's the right or wrong thing to do, but that's what I've decided. All right, so let's go east. It doesn't really matter which direction you start in. And we come to, I might turn the sound on. We come to the Temple of Glycon. Well, let's try and worship the god, see what happens. You worship the god until it seems to you that your life before entering the temple was a dream, that you were created here eons ago and have been repeating the same gestures, your muscles vainly screaming for rest ever since. At last you feel the ecstatic glow that is the presence of the god, breathing his sinuous nature into you. You feel that you have been chosen from all worshippers past and present. And then we go +3 to dexterity. You may announce to the worshippers that Glycon has chosen you, or say nothing and continue your journey. Well, I will announce to them that even though that's not a good idea given the attributes I have, I'm pretending not to know that. I am beaten for my presumption. Okay, so I noticed that there's a slight sort of layout error there. There should be breaks after the beaten for your presumption. So I'll make a note of that, but that's not enough. That's not enough to stop, because that won't take very long to fix. So I will keep playing. Sometimes, of course, you don't know how long things are going to take to fix, but that's just going to be a matter of putting the less than BR greater than, which indicates a line break, putting in 2 of those after that one. Alright, so that symbol, it's meant to be a snake. It indicates the Temple of Glycon. Alright, so let's perhaps go down south. So the so far there doesn't seem to be any problem with the map. It does seem to be consistent, which is good. This is a new thing that I've added, where there's writing on the walls and you roll against your intelligence to see if you can work it out. I want to make it work slightly differently, but I'm not going to do that. Not going to make that a priority. So continue on. All right. So there's a settlement here. Won't try and scare them away. Oof. I might try and sneak through without being seen. And I am successful. Oh, that's a dead end. Now, you'll also notice that the pictures have got sort of dimmer. That's something I've been talking about for a while, where it's sort of indicating that the light is... I should have gone quickly then. It's indicating that the light is getting low. In fact, the amount of lamp oil is getting low. I don't really want. I suppose I'll worship the god. Okay, so I got another +3 to Dex. That's not right. I happen to know that you're only meant to be able to get the blessing twice. So that's another error to... sorry, you're only meant to be able to get this blessing once, because otherwise you could just keep going back and forth and move your dexterity up to an arbitrary amount. But so that's 2 errors. But again, I don't think that's quite enough to be working on. So let's say nothing and continue on our journey. Let's go this way. Let's go east. Okay, so you notice that it's gotten darker still, because my lamp is very low. So, all right, fine, I'll worship the god. And okay, so obviously that's a real... You can see how that could be very easily abused. You could end up with an arbitrarily high dexterity. Okay, so I am at the dungeon entrance. I might leave the dungeon just to show you. When you leave the dungeon, there are always beggars at the entrance, and you have to decide how many shells you're going to give them. I have 50, so I might as well. I'll give them like 5 or something. I would like to have another sound for having left the dungeon. I'd like to make it feel like the dungeon and the sort of the surface world are 2 separate places. I'd like to have a sort of street, busy street ambience or something, instead of as it is, it's just the default sound. So I might make a note for that. So let's see what happens. And they accept your donation with a mumble thanks. And because, of course, normally that wouldn't be the end of the game, but I have been programming stuff that happens in the dungeon. I haven't actually programmed what happens after this. So that's given me 3 things to work on, and that might be enough for one day. So I might leave it there. I hope I've shown off what I've been doing with the game. You haven't seen absolutely everything, but at least hopefully you've got a sort of sense of there's been a little bit of progress. And I shall work on the things that I noticed. I noticed there was a layout error, and there was a thing that happened twice that's meant to only happen once, and then I want to change the sound when you leave, so that there's a different sound. So I hope that gives you an idea of sort of how testing works, and sort of how you can apply that to your own game, and also perhaps a picture of how my game's going, and perhaps that's something you're interested in following as well. So I will leave it there, and I hope you will tune in next time.